So today we're going to make a crossbody bag out of an old pair of jeans. I'm using an A4 piece of paper as my template, but all the measurements of the pattern pieces are in the description below. The bag is this size, so I'm cutting out the back of the bag at the moment. You're going to need two pieces for the front because there's a zip access closure at the front of the bag for the bag and a front pocket. So there's a third piece for the front pocket, and then this is the back. So I've got a wide pair of jeans. You're going to need all four pieces out of the outer fabric, lining fabric, fusible fleece and iron-on interfacing. This is the second time I'm making a bag, and I'm going to add an extra layer of iron-on interfacing because this particular denim is very stretchy, and it will make putting the zip in tricky if I don't stabilise the denim. So you may want to do this as an extra step dependent upon your denim. With the fusible fleece, that's going on the outer fabric, and I'm going to cut that out seam allowance narrower, just to reduce the bulk of my seams. So that will be 0.5 centimetre narrower, 1/4 inch, so you can see how stretchy that denim is there. So the first step, of course, is to prep all your pattern pieces. Just follow your manufacturer's instructions for adhering fusible fleece and the iron-on interfacing. The iron-on interfacing goes onto the back of the lining fabric. So when you've done that, you may decide to decorate your front pocket. So this is a front pocket piece, and I'm using a couple of crochet doilies I inherited, and I'm doing some very small fine hand stitches just to secure those in place. Of course, you can decorate the front pocket however you like. You could do some embroidery, you could make the front pocket out of patchwork. It's your choice. Once you have finished decorating it, you're going to put your lining right side facing the right side of the pocket piece. Pin and then machine stitch that in place. I'm using a denim needle because I'm sewing through denim, and it really helps the sewing machine if I do that. So now we've done that, we're going to create the bottom part of the front of the bag. So right side of the lining facing you, zip, then the wrong side of the denim facing you. This was the first bag I made, and you can see that I've added a strip of iron-on interfacing just across the top there to stop the denim stretching. So machine stitch that, you'd recommend a zipper foot. So now we've done that, we're going to place the front pocket onto the front of the bag, and I'm just going to trim the excess doilies away and baste that in place. Space your pocket in place now you've trimmed it. Next up, the top of the pocket, or the external bag, I should say. So right side of the lining facing you, then the zip. I'm just making sure that's correctly aligned, and then the wrong side of the denim, and then machine stitch that in place. Once you've done that, we're just going to add some tabs for straps and with some D-rings. So these are approximately 2 inches long in length, I would say, so about 5 centimetres, and they're placed just in from the edge. Don't forget your seam allowance. So once they're basted in place, you're going to place the outer bag piece back of the bag on top of the other, then your lining, so your right side's facing you. So you are basically making a sandwich of all the bag with you're going to be wondering about it, because you can see that your seam allowance is going to be on the inside of the bag, raw and showing. So before you place all these layers together to machine stitch all the way around, make sure you've opened your zip, because if you don't open your zip, you're not going to get into your bag to turn it the right side out later. So you've got there the outer bag from the front with its lining, and then on the other side you've got the back piece and the lining. Once you've machine stitched it all, you're going to trim all your seam allowances, because we're going to finish these raw seam allowances with bias binding. So you need to get rid of any extra you can. You can see how I've basted it there before I machine stitched it. So once you've done that, turn it the right side out, just to make sure that everything's nice and neat and secure, that all your pockets secure, you haven't got any accidental bits of raw edges at all. Next, you're going to get some bias binding, and you're going to fold it in half over the raw edge and fold it all the way around the bag. And when you get to the corners, you're just going to neatly fold it in on itself. And when you're satisfied with that, you're going to machine stitch that to secure. And then you can turn your finished bag right side out. Making sure to push those corners nicely out. So there's your bag. So all we need to do now is add the adjustable strap. So get your strap piece, measurements will be below. You've put a slider on it first and secure. Then we're going to go through the slider make sure not to twist anything, and then back through your other D-ring, double back on itself, and machine stitch. I always do a rectangle with a cross in it when it comes to straps, because it just makes it that much stronger, as you can see in the corner on the left there when I attached it to the slider. So machine stitch that, and your crossbody denim bag is complete with front slip pocket. If you enjoyed this pattern, please click like and subscribe for future patterns. Thanks for watching.